almost every time. They've got a lot of ultimates, only had to use the Primal Rage there to defend.
It's very important for Rogue now, but they're sitting on such a big bank. They've been very disciplined in the way they've received this. They haven't really freaked out too much, but now the Dragon Blade's going to come through surely. Defense Matrix making a hard for AKM to clean up this Genji, but Gods falls regardless. Tesla Cannon is going to cut through that Defense Matrix so quickly. xepheR at least gets a bit of a self-destruct kill on towards uNKOE here, but it's only with his Surefour on the point. Roolf going down to AKM, very vulnerable wherever he was standing, and that Surefour, it's going to be a 2v1 as well. AKM is not leaving this one up to chance.
And it feels desperate here.
This may well fall flat for Cloud9. They've invested a lot of time in trying to go for something a little bit gimmicky, maybe a little bit cheesy, but Surefour's got a lift now. He needs to find a pulse bomb target, and quickly he drops it down. No one's felled by it, but NiCO's found by Gods. Soon response. Roolf has already been picked off yet again. It seems like C9 can't defend their supports well at all. Nox is going Primal Rage now. He's going to get on the point. It's going to be running interference. A bit of misdirection here as he swings his fist wildly. We're in overtime. Cloud9 have 2 ticks on this point. They're all still alive here. I'll be interested to see how they're sort of splitting and regrouping back on this point. Nox needs to get there. Soon is here though, of course, and the pulse bomb's going to let him get that kill on towards Adam. He's alive for now, and he finds another. Surefour's taken down. xepheR, the mini diva comes out, and the bunny blaster firing like crazy. He'll find one, but Roolf on towards Nox, and that leaves AKM high ground on this point. This could get a little bit dicey. xepheR going low, and AKM now has to lift.
Oh, he's just got the tactical visor, but a little too late. He possibly would have been able to take down Gods if that had just come up a couple of seconds earlier, but supportive ultimates, so they need to try and force those out a little earlier.
That's going to be the main trick here as well. Let's see if that happens. Cloud9 actually going to be sound barring of their own volition here. Looks like they want to get counter-aggressive, of course, to try and get this payload across the line. So far, uNKOE's able to stay safe up on high, and now a Bardic Grenade drop down could be really quite nasty. He's got to wait for that cooldown, of course, with a self-destruct in the air. He needs to make himself scarce. He didn't make it to the bubble in time. He falls. xepheR managed to blow him up, and now C9 will get himself the second point. A long way to go. It's a sound barrier that comes out the start of the fight, and the Transcendence laid over the top of each other. Rogue just disengaged in the face of this. They say, we're going to come back and fight after those expire, and now they do. Nox is still felled by Adam, but uNKOE are sort of at their, with the rest of Rogue are at their own leisure to sit back. That's a big bio-nade. NiCO, he's got a chance to make the most of this now. He's going to charge in. Surefour got dashed through, and Adam got sliced through. KAISER's on the payload, and I believe it's also is Gods. These 2 big bodies need to be dealt with, and NiCO needs to be very careful not to get hooked in or picked off or swung at by the hammer. Both of them, Bardic Grenade did land on them as well, and NiCO's happy to stall them out and wait for reinforcements, and AKM will deliver.
He's used his tactical visor in the previous fight to a high level of efficacy as well. Cloud9 stragglers coming on in. It looks like this is as far as the payload is going to reach, though. Rogue with a really nice defense there.
Yeah, it was a really nice defense, but at the same time, if you're Cloud9, I think you're very happy with that, considering the first point, how it looked. I think on the second point...
Complexing when they were. Let's see if Rogue can break this, or how long it takes for him to figure it out.
Yeah.
xepheR is the gatekeeper, of course.
It's a good composition against Rogue, because I think they're going to have to move NiCO over to the Diva to try and get the best use out of it, get the best attack that they can. And by then, they've potentially already built up a bit of a snowball, but so far, Rogue are just waltzing in.
Yeah, this is about as cheesy as it gets. Adam's going to have to commit himself to the point now and commit himself to the void. winz getting some serious damage done, and look at all the assists coming out there from uNKOE. Damage is being done, Discord orbs are being applied, and Cloud9 are getting decimated.
Yeah.
Smart from Nox there.
As a result, have 6 ultimates up here, because they're just getting picks without having to use any ultimates whatsoever.
Getting free damage. It looks like Cloud9 are almost sending him one by one over towards the point here. KAISER gets himself a nano boost, but the Transcendence is going to make it hard for him to make that damage stick. And AKM from up above, he's uncontested. He's got the tactical visor. There's hardly any tactics involved there. It's just pretty much press mouse 1 and go for it. But that's how it's done. And Rogue not being stopped. 5 minutes 42 on the clock.
xepheR moving over to the Zarya as well.
Soon, just keeping tabs as well on where xepheR is now as well, just trying to make sure he's aware of the positioning of that Zarya, which is switched over to. NiCO has a Dragon Blade there, fairly lazy swings, just to try and find Adam, knows he doesn't want to put himself in a dangerous position. Rogue are not looking like they're being tested. They're not being pressured, they're not being forced to make any moves, or mistakes for that matter, and now 1 fight away, maybe not even that. Cloud9 have not stood up to this test at all.
Cloud9 are getting decimated so quickly that they're not even being able to poke and generate ultimates, and they're just getting rolled backwards and backwards. Rogue rolling forwards and forwards over the line. That's going to be an almost easy first map on Numbani for Rogue. They didn't look challenged.
Well done. That was...
What do you say about that? That's just filthy. Okay, all right.
Filthy, yeah.
Seriously, like... We'll see, though. We're going to play in a similar composition we did see before, of course, that 2-2-2. And Rogue actually have NiCO and the Diva this time, so a little bit of a change. Obviously, they're lacking that Genji, but they themselves coming in with a 2-2-2 composition, which is Going to be very interesting to see how these two interact.
And they keep giving up ground to Rogue here. Rogue is just standing everywhere, all over the point. We're going to see Cloud9 pressure, finally start to pressure Rogue somewhat. They have to make something happen here.
Composition's so powerful on this particular stage as well. NiCO and the double hit scan is excellent, although Surefour in from behind, that's an excellent opening.
And Su now in a position to do more damage from there as well. AKM has often been known for very good aim, but people have definitely criticised his positioning sometimes. He was picked up pretty comfortably by Surefour, and now he's got a little bit more room to work. KAISER elsewhere has fallen to NiCO. He knocks up in the air as well. So Surefour really is just harassing right now. He's already going in for the kill, just trying to keep constant damage, get close to that pulse bomb. He sees Soon goes low. He would like to have chased, but there was a Winston bubble there as well. He didn't really fancy his chances.
Very pokey at the beginning of this, but Rogue are getting the better end of it. I think they got a couple of early picks, but popped out. Rogue won this fight on their terms, coming forward. Dragonblade still active for Gods, but there's players falling all around him. Both of his supports died. That's a huge amount of structure behind him has been completely removed. He has no health to work with. Only a couple of players left alive here. Rogue looking great.
Yeah, look at this now. It's 99-99 for Rogue, and they had the players on the point, and there are no defensive ultimates for C9 available. Surefour is going to go down. Sure as heck. xepheR not too far behind. We're roping. There's no doubt about it. Adam trying to get up around the edge of the pergola, but that surely has got to be it. Roolf can't even get there, and Cloud9 invested so heavily in stalling that point out, so heavily and getting themselves to 99. They narrowed their vision and forgot about the long game, and Rogue were more than happy, rubbing their hands together, seeing him use that ult to take the point back.
Yeah.
Aerial supremacy right now, and Surefour, he really doesn't miss these battles. He's definitely happy to be back in it now, and AKM needs to be having his wits about him. It's definitely, it wouldn't be considered the most famous hero in his pool, but again, it's not all about this Pharah v Pharah matchup. Surefour spent some time on the ground, but now he wants to get back towards AKM. That's unbelievable how he hits that one. But uNKOE now might be the target. Surefour getting chunked down a little bit himself. It's back and forth in the skies.
There's so much delay when you're running these Pharah Mercy compositions because it's very difficult to actually get the kill on either of them. They're both being healed up by their Mercies. It's difficult to get those aerial direct rockets. So you kind of just tie each other up and you're having like a separate 2v2 in the sky.
He's going to make himself scarce for the moment, then head back in towards the point, chipping away at Adam as much as he possibly can. The damage that goes on to Surefour for him probably isn't as important, but the barrage comes through. winz and AKM fall. Adam eventually goes down to KnOxXx. I think he hovered too close to the ground, and the Winston was able to claim him. But KAISER's come back through, and it's monkey on monkey action. And yet still, C9 hold the point. They go to 96 and 7%. It's going to be very hard for Rogue to keep this round going. I don't even know if they can get there. They have the overtime, but not much more.
Self-destruct just popped onto the point. Another hug comes out from Gods. Just finding these individual picks. So difficult for Rogue to get back into this. A couple of ultimates as well. The sound barrier even. Just throw the kitchen sink at them, why don't you? Rogue gonna be finding it almost impossible to get back into this one.
Yeah, and C9 just trying to hedge their bets and cover their assets the most they possibly can. NiCO on the Sombra here. Transcendence as well as Rogue trying to usher their players on towards the point to try and keep this going in some way. To try and find a way to turn it around. But it's not going to be enough. Soon is sent asunder by a rocket. In the middle of the map might be really important to him here as maybe a focal point for Rogue that they want to fight around or play around to some degree. Also easy for Soon to transition between the upper and lower levels quite comfortably here with that translocator. Again, hacking packs seems to be his priority here. In fact, he kind of ignores Surefour and allows him to take his scalp.
I think this is a great strategy, but Rogue, when they've used the Sombra previously in this tournament, and now look like they are either not well practiced on it or not comfortable on it or something, that they don't look as smooth when they're playing it. Perhaps if they'd just gone triple DPS, would have been better off for them because they've lost this first fight. Soon, though, is going to be building up his EMP. If he can get back into the fight once they have it, their entry is just feeding his ultimate.
That's right, more healing, more ultimate, more EMPs, but Gods with the Dragonblade sends winz to a very early grave. He didn't last long at all under that particular onslaught. He found uNKOE with a slash. That's insane. Gets himself back onto the point. He's pretty low on health, but the EMP don't matter because he sent the Shuriken straight for Soon's noggin. Nothing the Sombra could really do despite having that EMP there. C9 can now move back and try and take control, but KnOxXx is there with 2. He lands on Surefour, then gives Gods a bit of a tasing. xepheR has a self-destruct though. This can force Rogue off. This can put them in a lose-lose situation if he's smart about it. Now C9 have control. Now they're in overtime. xepheR is holding on to that self-destruct for now, but he lets it go.
Surefour still with the pulse bomb as well. This is just a zoning ultimate coming out from that self-destruct, but they're losing players all over the place. Early picks on both of those low HP targets. uNKOE and Soon fall. Loads of damage being reduced here, and it looks like Cloud9 are in a good position.
Well, there's no chance AKM's going to get away with that one as well. Couldn't even drop down the pit to have some modesty. 2-1 now on Oasis. And C9 have showed a couple different things, not just the Pharah Mercy. Now they come back with probably what their traditional 2-2-2 low ground here. He doesn't want to go up high, doesn't want to get picked off or stay away from his team. So he's trying to be more mindful of said positioning, and Adam goes down early to Soon.
Yeah, very early poke coming out from AKM as well.
Sorry, I was saying he was being mindful of his positioning and then he gets hooked in on the high ground by Roadhog.
They have managed to take Adam out of the fight.
Well, it's important to point out that Rogue is playing way more aggressive now. uNKOE almost like on the point beneath the bridge. I mean, taking aggression into
as well if he wants to head up to the high ground because he's sort of ready to deal with Adam and Surefour if they come around the corner. But he didn't see this coming perhaps. AKM gets rained on. Quick res as well by Adam to keep Surefour up and let him go again on the sound barrier now. Well timed to make sure that Surefour can benefit from it as well. There's a Transcendence down on the point of the Dragon Blade is going to be coming out of him from NiCO. He has the sound barrier himself. Adam fell very early on. Mercy out of the fight. Pulse bomb on towards xepheR's going to mean he needs to eject and try and go for a self-destruct. But really, there's plenty of time for Rogue to disengage. And Ultimate really didn't get much value whatsoever here, and the rest of Rogue are looking much better on this time around here. 99%, and there's not going to be anyone from C9 to stop this at all. They've turned it around. They've managed to withstand the Pharah Mercy from C9, and they've made this a tied-up series as well. 2-2 on Oasis.
And that last fight, that was some beautiful kind of picks. Rogue laying in their wake, just waiting out Cloud9, and they're going to dive eventually here on Cloud9 when Cloud9 needs to react and needs to take some position on the point here. But NoxXx going way too deep and getting picked up for it.
Definitely looked like they ran into the most part of C9. The rest of Rogue were completely elsewhere, so maybe a breakdown in communication. But Sue's done very well to go deep and find gods to actually make this a 5v5 situation. C9 take the point early on, and winz got a little bit too close to KAISER. They don't fight, so they got really badly staggered in. They're not going to be full strength here in this fight as well. You can see that out towards the back is AKM. He was actually sort of cordoned off for the rest of his team for a moment. Soon goes in, but Roolf just gives him a kick in the face. Nicely done, but it's going to take a little bit more than that for C9 because now it's uNKOE and NiCO running a riot, and even as the Dragon Blade for good measure. xepheR's desuited late in the fight, and Surefour only finds uNKOE. Where is he though? He's going to have to try and keep this stored out. He's probably hiding. Even Rogue are trying to look for him now. He's a long way away from the action. You can see him on the wireframe there as well. It's ticking up to 90%. C9 have a chance to regroup, but this will be the last fight of this map.
Gods got taken out when he was just about to get his Dragon Blade. They've got the Dragon Blade sound barrier combo for the next fight, Cloud9. If they look to engage, lots of ults starting to come up though from Rogue. They have endured the worst of it. They have the ults to hang on here.
Sound barrier as well. There's going to be some big ults for Rogue. You're exactly right. And we're going to see them come out now. Whether forced or otherwise, they've worked well because this allows Soon to deal with Roolf. Nothing going for Gods when he tries to get into the backline. But that Dragon Blade and AKM is there. NiCO, beautiful work. Gods was able to find uNKOE, but that's really all it's going to be now. Overtime's going to tick down. And Rogue, yes, they've done it. So they're going to take the series 2-0.
Phenomenal play from Rogue. The adaptation was excellent against the Pharah Mercy comp, but Cloud9, they really pushed them.